to the pop culture cosmos.
And we're back. No reverb on that one. It's Gerald Glassford with the Pop Culture Cosmos. Thank you so much for joining us. Once again, it's Gerald Glassford. Truly appreciate you joining us. I am host of the Pop Culture Cosmos, along with Inside Sports Fantasy Football and Lakers Fast Break. Hopefully, you'll catch our stuff on all those various outlets: YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, our WordPress site. We'll talk about that in here in a second for our WordPress site, but a whole bunch of stuff going on with the Pop Culture Cosmos and all of our great shows indeed. But it wouldn't be a Pop Culture Cosmos without my compadre in crime for 489 episodes, 489 weeks we've been doing this indeed. It is, of course, the mastermind behind Humanican Media, the Happy Hoarder. He's got an esports team. He does a ton of stuff, and he's been the dad supreme this past weekend. Indeed, it is my good friend. It is Josh the Great Peterson. What's up, man?
What is up? It is
Not me, though.
me neither, man. I'm still trying to find my morning energy here, but yeah, I'm here, man. I'm here. We're here. So lots of stuff to talk about, I suppose, right? So let's we'll get started here.
Absolutely. But you did say we're gonna shelve the Marvel review for 1 week because wanted to go ahead and make sure we cram all this latest news and entertainment stuff coming in. But so if you were looking forward to Marvel review, we're going to get it next week. So don't fear. It's still staying with us, but just want to go ahead and give it a little bit of a break for 1 week indeed. But did want to go ahead and mention first off, startup. This has been on the burner, man, and I keep forgetting to go ahead and post it on there. But Vince Zampella, before the end of the year, I know that was right during our break when you were traveling, whatnot, tragically died in a automobile crash just before the end of the year. And to everybody out there in the video gaming world, so much of a central figure over the course of this century when it comes to some of the most popular video games of the century, including, of course, what we've seen now with Battlefield and what we saw previously with his work with Call of Duty. Your thoughts on the loss of Vince Zampella?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of came out of nowhere, right? Not something you're expecting to happen, but it was definitely sad because I mean, yeah, he is. A lot of people don't really think about like the names behind some of the greatest, most iconic video games. So you watch a movie, you think about, oh, that was directed by so and so, or a musician, right? You see, oh, that was made by that, but people don't often look at like, oh, who created this video game, right? So it's not, it's sad that a lot of people probably don't know who he is too,
Absolutely, which is a shame because of how instrumental he has been to the video game industry. But for many that know the deep insides of the video game industry, his presence will always be felt. And from a first-person shooter standpoint, it's going to be felt for some time to come. So rest in peace, Vince Zampella, and thank you for your contributions to the gaming world. And we'll have more on the gaming world here in a little bit with some also continued bad news on that. We'll want to hit Josh with that here in a second. But I did go to CES last week, and I promised you guys out there, including our good friend Rob McCallum, a recap on CES 2026. A lot of walking, as I told you before. It's a nice walk. I'll just say that every day you go. My good friend Warren Fernandez has his own YouTube site. So go ahead and maybe hopefully check it out on that as far as because he went all the days. I just went Tuesday and Friday. I had just stuff I had to go as far as certain press things. Oh, I also had something on Wednesday as well. But yeah, he went all the days. So if you can go to KJ Can't Game, give Warren Fernandez some love out there and check out all the sights and sounds of what he saw from the entire gambit of CES, but I can tell you from my standpoint, some of the things that I was interested in outside of the 100-inch transparent TVs, the smart appliances that are out there that I got inundated with email after email, the AI toilets and robotics and AI. There was some really cool stuff that appealed to me, my friend. But to start off with, I think I want to go ahead and touch on the most controversial product there, something that was displayed on the side of the sphere, and something that was actually shown off quite heavily, and something that also was shown off and shown out there to the entire world via different press sources and whatnot. And that's the Lego Smart Bricks.
Oh no, tell me about this.
Okay, they're actual they're bricks, special bricks that you could put on certain related things that you make, whether it's a animal, whether it's a Star Wars figures, or whether it's a X-wing, or whether it's whatever it is related to that works with the smart Lego bricks. Once you put those smart Lego bricks on the certain product that you want to put it on, as far as the Lego thing, whether it's an animal or product, what have you, it interacts with the other smart Lego bricks that you put on with other devices. Like, for instance, if it was a bird and there were other birds, it would interact with each other. Or if it's you put it onto an X-wing, you would actually get have it interact when you have an X-wing and you're flying it towards the Death Star. You actually will get the that type of deal, as far as I'm concerned. Even some audio, even some vocalization, things of that nature. This has garnered a lot of interest, but a lot of fervor from the community, because of the fact that is it something they really wanted? Is it also something that will raise the price even more? Because in recent years, of all the things out there that have increased in price in recent years, because Legos have transitioned into that toy that a lot of kids had when we were younger, it seems to have transitioned into more of a collectible item that us adults now want more than kids, and the price has been moving up dramatically according to that, and people are freaking out that this is going to raise the price even more.
So that's what I was about to say. Like, I remember when I was a kid, at least, I don't know what it was like, back because I was a kid in the 90s. I don't know what it was like in the 80s. You could probably speak more to that. But like when I was a kid, you could go, Target has always had things arranged by like the smaller sets on the top, the medium sized sets in the middle, and the big sets, the giant ships and stuff were always on the bottom. And back when I was a kid, you can get those for about 60 to 70 bucks, the big ones. But now it's like 60 to 70 bucks for just like a small or medium sized one. So I cannot even imagine what something like this is going to cost, especially if it's using that type of technology on a Lego set. What is that going to look like?
Exactly. And it's freaking everybody out. And again, they really were kind of vague on that part of the game, which sometimes you get. I went to Hyperkin the other day, and they're kind of like, okay, can I have, when it was release dates, what's the price? Kind of vague on some of their products that are coming out this year, on what they will cost, when they'll ship, things of that nature. They always seem to be vague when you go to these vendors and they talk about that. So yeah, it's, again, as someone who enjoyed Legos in the 80s, those $20 sets of 300, 400, 500 pieces, those days have come and gone, because now it is a big industry. It is a collectible industry. It is something where adults, people our ages, are more into, seemingly, than the kids are, which is a total reversal of what it once was.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the same could be said of every type of toy, though. Like, you can go to Target and you're looking at, you used to be able to pay $8 to $12 for a Spider-Man toy. Now you're looking at $25, and it comes complete in a collector packaging. You can switch the heads out. Like, toys are not made for kids anymore. And that's something that nobody's talking about. They're all made for adults so they could buy them and put them on shelves. It's crazy.
It is absolutely crazy. But yes, that was probably the most topical and controversial thing that was at CES 2026 this year for all those reasons. But I said I went to a special event by Hyperkin. I want to thank them for allowing me the opportunity to do so. I got a chance to check out some Hyperkin controllers for the various platforms. A lot of focus was on Xbox, which, I didn't want to say to them, but kind of curious given where Xbox is in the market share right now. But again, Xbox is our preferred method of gaming. So, by all means, I'll take that as far as what they've been doing over the course of the past year and what they have upcoming as well. But they also had switched to PlayStation 5. They had new guitar controllers, which was more accessible to individuals that they haven't been able to go ahead and use the guitar controllers before. These guitar controllers were actually made to be more accessible to a wider audience, which was great to see. But again, how big is that marketplace in 2025? Because I know that there is a steady stream still of for Rock Band and Guitar Hero, but to what extent is it? So I'll have to wait and see on that. But something that they had, and also 8-Bit Do, which was actually out on the showcase floor, had that really caught people's eyes, were controllers with swappable parts. Hyperkin themselves, along with GameStop, have not in production yet, but they had a test model of a controller that actually has swappable parts that you can actually go ahead and pop in a phone, a Switch, various devices, whatnot, various game consoles, and you can actually switch the button array. You can pop out the controller array and pop out the button array on the controllers themselves to pop in the correct button and control display you want. And 8-Bit Do, as a competitor, also had something like that as well for an Xbox controller that had different button displays and different controller displays that you can actually pop in and pop out into the controller. So that was very interesting to see what that might do. I know that especially for the Hyperkin GameStop controllers, which is supposed to be a controller that fits a wide variety of platforms, whether they're retro, like a GameCube or Genesis, or like I said, to phones and Switches, it's something that it's going to be able to meet and accommodate a lot of needs. So that'll be interesting to see. The Razer, I almost got to put a section of this almost every time I talk about CES, because Razer always has something that's like cutting edge that they're going to, I don't know if they ever eventually will put this out, but they show you what they've been working on. One of the things that they had was a Project Motoko, which are headphones designed like smart glasses with tiny cameras along the sides. So basically it's supposed to recognize, along with also as well Asus with the Rogue R1 gaming display glasses, they're both supposed to recognize when you play gaming, whether you use the gaming display glasses from Asus or the Razer headphones. It's supposed to recognize things like if you're working on something as far as a article, it's going to bring up a litany of things for you as far as to that as resources. Or if you're playing a video game, you're going to go ahead and you're having trouble with a boss, it's going to give you different ways to go ahead and try and beat that boss that'll instantly become available to you on your screen. And if you're watching, or if you listening to it on your headphones, it will give you different ways to go ahead and beat those areas in a video game. With the smart glasses, they actually will go ahead and be able to not only do other stuff like that, but they'll also give you like an extended viewing area that'll get you up to 240 hertz as far as the high end of quality gaming vision, as far as the high end display is concerned. So you won't need a 4K. It will give you something as far as a regular resolution similar to what you would see maybe with an 8K with a refresh rate at 240 hertz, that's going to be killer out there for you. So those are some of the things that I came across. Stern, with the major pinball maker in the world, is coming out with remastered versions of The Walking Dead, and then also they have a Star Wars Fall of the Empire pinball machine that looked really cool. And My Arcade is always there. They, in late 2025, came out with the Game Station, and I know Costco, Sam's Club, and some other vendors had that. They have evolved that in their next addition to a Retro Pro, which will include over 200 games, including a model that's designed with Capcom and Bandai Namco favorites included as well. So those are some of the things that I like that appealed to me per se at CES.
You know, I saw for the first time at Sam's Club, because I remember you talking about this last year, but I saw it for the first time at Sam's Club recently, the 100-inch television.
Mm-hmm.
And
they're way beyond that, my friend. When you go to CES, they're in the 120. They're regularly now in the 120s and 140s.
Oh, I'm sure, man. But I mean, just like the majesty of seeing a 100-inch television and imagining what that could possibly look like on your wall is really quite something.
The best TV that was there was a transparent one. It was widescreen, so it wasn't the tallest or the biggest or largest. It was about maybe about 80, maybe 100 inches. Maybe I'd say 80 inches. Let's just say 80 inches. About widescreen. It was because it was flat. It had corners, but it was fully transparent. Like if you were standing behind it, I could see clearly to you, my friend. But there would still be an image and display in front of the screen as well. So transparent TVs. I don't know where you would put it. That's the thing I was talking to my wife about. Where would you put it? Because if you put it against a wall, you're just going to see the wall on the other side as far as the background for whatever it is you're watching TV. So it makes no sense. So it's got to be a showpiece, but you have to put it in like the center of the room in order to get the full effect. So yeah, that was just some of the stuff that was there. But yeah, if you ever want to go, man, you just let me know, man. That's Pop Culture Cosmos represented. So
all right, sounds good, man.
Yeah, 30 years, I think, or 29, 30. I don't know. They couldn't tell me the difference. I already told you behind the scenes what my adventure in trying to find that out. I'll have to later this year, hopefully, get that information. But yeah, I've been to it for 29, 30 years, and it never ceases to amaze me, CES. But if you guys have any thoughts or questions or comments on CES 2026, please let us know. popculturecosmos@yahoo.com. But I wanted to touch a little bit more on gaming before we go heavy into the most anticipated of 2026 in pop culture, my friend. But before I do talk about some bad stuff that's happening in the video game industry, I want to talk about something good, and that was something you posted on WordPress. Well, actually, you posted on your Wix site. I've actually been able to give you credit and post it on the WordPress.com site for Pop Culture Cosmos. It's your favorite albums of 2025.
Yeah. I mean, it's just I noticed this year that I listened to a large assortment of music, and not because I have more or less time on my hands. I don't listen to podcasts anymore. Like I'll listen to ours after we post it, but like this is the only one I listen to now because all the podcasts out there are all kind of like saying the same things, and they've all gone like very political. So I'm like, I don't really need this in my life anymore. So I cut back on podcasts, put in started browsing the old music sections on iTunes again, and lo and behold, I had about 30, and I narrowed it down to 25 of my favorites. So it's there. It's on the WordPress. People can check it out. It's there's a few on there that are new things I discovered this year last year, and then there's a lot on there that are actually like bands I listened to when I was a teenager, and they're just still making new stuff. But it's funny, like I wrote about this in the paper, is that, or not paper, sorry, the article or post or whatever, is that all these bands, like the themes of these albums are all kind of the same thing, right? It's like an introspective of where the world's at right now, and wondering like how the heck did we get here? How did this happen? And it's yeah, it's pretty crazy, but I mean, music's still good, man. Music's music.
Absolutely, indeed. So again, if you want to check out a really great list, and I did already in detail, and I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, please head on over to either Josh's Wix site, or go ahead to popculturecosmos.wordpress.com. It's there. He's already gotten likes for it because I already got the emails notifications that there's been people liking it already. So people are already happy that it's been put up. It is the Peterson's playlist, top 25 albums of 2025, available now on Josh's Wix site or popculturecosmos.wordpress.com. Before also as well, the Golden Globes 2026. We'll talk briefly about that here in a second. But GameStop, I did want to touch on GameStop staying in the video game industry after CES. They announced after the new year, almost like a Black Monday at GameStop, the hundreds of stores. Some people say 2, some people say 3, some people say 400. It's hundreds of stores are closing or have closed since the new year, my friend. Not great signs for the video game industry, and also the rumors as well that Nintendo Switch 2 didn't exactly have the stellar of holiday seasons as well.
Okay, well, I mean, first things first. The GameStop thing absolutely came out of nowhere. Like they were, it's weird because like they were like garnering so much love from people, and like say the last 6 months of the year, right? Because they were like, oh, we're they're making fun of Xbox, saying you come to us to get your physical games, and like they had become like the physical game heroes. And then all of a sudden with Pokemon, they're like, we have a plan to stop the scalping problem. And all of a sudden their plan was to become scalpers themselves, like raise the price like well above MSRP. And then all of a sudden January rolls around and nobody knows, this comes out of nowhere. They just shut down a bunch of stores. And meanwhile, their CEO, is it still the guy that used to work with Chewy? I don't remember.
I believe it is the meme guy. Yes, the meme stock guy.
So he yep, that's right. And he's set to get like a pretty massive payout from what I understand. So like standing back objectively, you sit there and you wonder to yourself, like, GameStop seems like they are heading on they're heading out the door right now. Like this has all the trappings of a store that's about to go out of business.
But hopefully you'll be able to support your local game stores like we do in my area here in Vegas. It is Retro City Games, and with Josh Peterson, it's the Happy Hoarder. So please support these great collectible and gaming operations, because it looks like GameStop, their time hasn't come to an end. Actually, it stayed around longer than Josh and I even predicted, because I think Josh and I have been talking about the fall of GameStop since 2018. So they've stayed around longer than I thought. So
they're like that character in every movie when you're like, oh man, that character died, and they just keep coming back to like
Exactly. We wish the best, though. We hope that GameStop does turn around, but it doesn't look great right now, as they have or are closing hundreds of stores after the new year. So if you have thoughts on GameStop not seeing the best of times, please let us know. popculturecosmos@yahoo.com. But before we hit the break, my friend, it is the Golden Globes, which were talked about last night. Nikki Glaser hosted. Talking about a whole bunch of stuff, of course, in her opening, which had a lot of people talking. But the awards are what we're here for. Again, the way they place these musics, not the musics, but the way they place these movies per se, as a musical or comedy or drama, is just truly hilarious. But let me go ahead and give you a quick rundown, my friend, and a quick rundown. Motion picture for drama, Hamnet. Motion picture for musical or comedy winner, One Battle After Another. Male actor. Yeah, see, I don't know how One Battle After Another is a comedy, but okay. All right, we'll go with it. Male actor, motion picture drama, Wagner Moura, The Secret Agent. Female actor, motion picture drama, Jessie Buckley, Hamnet. Female actor, motion picture musical or comedy, Rose Byrne, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Male actor, motion picture musical or comedy, Timothée Chalamet, Marty Supreme. Female supporting actor, motion picture, Tiana Taylor, One Battle After Another. Male supporting actor, motion picture, Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value. Motion picture, non-English language, The Secret Agent from Brazil. Animated motion picture, best animated motion picture, K-pop Demon Hunters. Director of the motion picture, who won Best Director? Paul Thomas Anderson, One Battle After Another. Best Screenplay, Paul Thomas Anderson, One Battle After Another. Best Cinematic and Box Office Achievement, Sinners. Sinners did great, did well above expected, absolutely. But how could you put that against Zootopia, which is now closing at a $1.7 billion, or dash a two? Not going to argue at this point because it's ridiculous. TV series drama, The Pit. TV series musical comedy, The Studio. Male actor, TV series drama, Noah Wiley, The Pit. Female actress, TV series drama, Rhea Seehorn from Pluribus. Female actor, TV series musical or comedy, Jean Smart, Hacks. Male actor, TV series musical or comedy, Seth Rogen, The Studio. Limited series, anthology series, and made-for-TV movie, Adolescence on Netflix. Male actor, limited series, Stephen Graham, for Adolescence. Female actress in a limited series, Michelle Williams, Dying for Sex. Male supporting actor for television, Owen Cooper for Adolescence. Female supporting actor for television, Aaron Doherty, Adolescence. Best original song from a motion picture, Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters. Original score, best original score for a motion picture, Ludwig Göransson, Sinners. Best stand-up comedy performance, Ricky Gervais. And the best podcast, Pop Culture Cosmos. I'm sorry. Good hang with Amy Poehler. I'm sorry. So there's your list of winners, my friend. Adolescence on the TV side and One Battle After Another garnering the lion's share of awards. Your thoughts on the winners and maybe surprises or snubs of the Golden Globes?
I'm so blown away by how many Golden Globes Avatar 3 won. I mean, that's just I'm impressed.
Although it is up to $1.23 billion the box office.
After being in theaters for a month. I mean, it's a $1 billion film, but it's nowhere near, like, interest in Avatar is definitely waning.
Still a $1 billion movie.
Still $1 billion.
I mean, how many projects can you say is a guaranteed bill? $1 billion.
I mean, we've seen there's been some $1 billion turds out there. Let's be honest, So it's it's interesting to see. Avatar is just an interesting thing. Like it would be a good subject for a film study in like the next 10 years.
The one that surprised me the most was Rhea Seehorn for Pluribus because she was outstanding. Definitely deserved it. But the show finished because the foreign press votes on this. It's the foreign press for the Golden Globes. The show finished airing. They must have all got advanced copies of all the episodes, but the show finished airing close to the end of this past year. So again, I don't know if they all got it or just like the first couple episodes or whatnot, but sure glad that Pluribus got one of those because it was one of the best shows of last year. So there you go. That's your list. But if you guys out there have any thoughts on the Golden Globes, it looks like that going into Oscar season, Josh, that One Battle After Another is looking like the top dog.
Yeah. Okay. So I have some thoughts on this. Right. It's like the world of Hollywood is just like they live in a completely different dimension than the rest of us do, right? Like, one, why would you classify that as a comedy? Like there's no actual comedies in the comedy section, and like I'm glad the studio one. I thought the studio was like fantastic viewing. Yes. I think the K-pop Demon Hunters, like that is really cool to me that like these singers who came from nothing have like blown up so much. Like that's a really cool story. But like all the other nominations for a lot of these movies, like what? Why that category? Where did that even come from? Like it's a celebrity world voted on by celebrities. It's like what? None of it makes sense to the average Joe like me.
Well, again, because they have drama and then they have musical or comedy. They just, I think,
In
with the form,
everything, it's like this is the best musical. Like it's not none of it makes sense.
with the foreign press, what they're doing, I think they're trying to not hurt feelings or hurt as many feelings with their nominations. So, like for instance, the best picture in drama and best picture in musical or comedy. So if it doesn't, slide directly, or if they feel they're going to snub somebody, if they miss somebody out in drama, okay, they'll put in musical or comedy. Yeah, it just reeks. And then the cinematic thing again, Sinners, big hit, big surprise hit, made really a lot of money at the box office, but it didn't come anywhere near what Avatar: Fire and Ash or Zootopia 2 did, especially Zootopia 2. So I don't know how you could say that's the best thing. Neja 2 should be the winner because it was the biggest box office, where it's now with Box Office Mojo went from 1.9, the next day it's 2.2 billion. So again, whatever you want to say, it's around a $2 billion picture for Neja 2. That should be the winner of the best cinematic achievement. So it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you have any thoughts out there, guys, on the crazy Golden Globes heading into Oscar season, please let us know. popculturecosmos@yahoo.com. Well, my friend, the rest of the show is going to be dedicated now to what we're looking forward to this year. And I spent probably a couple hours last night setting this up for myself in the categories of movie, in the categories of video games, and the categories of TV shows. Is there any albums, since you are the album master, that you're looking at for 2026 that you think might show up?
Not particularly, because I most of the time I've been surprised by music just popping up, So I don't there's nothing that I've been like reading ahead toward about coming out, but I don't know. I'm gonna be pleasantly surprised. All right. So I too have movies, video games, and shows broken down. So let's jump into this.
Where do you want to go first, my friend?
I mean, we're already talking about movies, so maybe we start there.
Okay, we will go with movies first. And since you are my distinguished and esteemed fellow host, where do you want to go first when it comes to movies? Because I have a certain thing I want to go when it comes back to me. I'd like to say about the movies this year.
Okay. Do you want me to just go down my list and then,
Or we'll just go one each. How about one? You go one, I go one, you go one. How about that?
okay, that sounds perfect. All right. So I'm just gonna go according to like what month they're coming out. So my first one here I got in January is gonna be 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple.
That's coming out next week or this week.
I know. I'm stoked because like 28 Years Later was a good movie, right? The 28 months or whatever it's called later was a terrible movie. So I went into this the last 28 years later part movie, whatever. What was it called? Just 28 years later, right? It wasn't anything. Yeah. So I went into that like very skeptical and came out like I think that was one of my top movies of last year. Like it was really good. So I'm really looking forward to what this next one has to offer.
Okay. Well, my first thing before I get into any, and then I'll bring it back to you, is the fact that I am not looking forward to, or I have to go out and see it movies until for me in May. But it's a big but. My overall list is much larger than last year's. And I was talking about this with TJ last time I got a chance to talk to him. I think it's going to be a bigger year for the box office because going from May on, it got a lot of event films that people have to go see at the theaters this year. I think it will end up being a bigger year. I could be wrong, but because I thought last year would be bigger, and it only was slightly bigger than the year before. I think this year is going to be substantially larger than this past year, because for me, there's nothing I got to go see right now unless it's like the Lord of the Rings or Hard Boil, which are coming back to theaters. John Woo's with Chow Yun Fat and all that. But outside of that, there's nothing I really have to go see in theaters until May. But man, there's like a murderer's row coming up after that. So what is next on your list, my friend?
I got Project Hail Mary. This was one that actually, like, it looks, I don't know, looks entertaining to me. Not
Okay.
It's not. I don't know if I'm gonna rush to the theater to watch it. It might be one where, like, oh, I just came out on digital or whatever. Maybe I'll sit down and watch it. But man, it doesn't. There's not a lot. I've got 8 movies that are listed so far that I'm looking forward to coming out this year. It's like not a whole lot, man. So I'm just like looking for that hidden gem in the dung pile, you know.
Well, I'm okay. I think it might be good with Ryan Gosling. I just like that creature in the trailer. I'm not, that's where like went off for me. But I'm going to probably see it at some point. Just whether it's movies or streaming on that, I don't know. But
Yeah.
you know what? Let's go off. We'll go with a list and run off the list here, and I'll let you do that in a sec. But I'm going to go ahead and start off my list on May at near Memorial Day weekend with Star Wars, The Mandalorian, and Grogu to see where they're at. And this is the first Star Wars movie since don't get a shudder right now. Don't get a shiver down your spine. The Last Skywalker. It's the first Star Wars movie since then. And before the Ryan Gosling movie comes out, which I heard that they had a Star lightsaber scene with Tom Cruise in, which we'll wait for in 2027. This is the anticipated big step for Mandalorian Grogu, and I want to see if it's going to happen. So you can just go ahead and rattle some off your list now. We'll just go ahead and run them off. I think that because for time purposes, so we have a lot of time to talk about the others. Mention some of the other movies that you're looking forward to.
All right, I got Super Mario Galaxy, Mortal Kombat 2, Disclosure Day. I'm really intrigued by because I literally know nothing about it outside that like very short trailer.
See, it's either a space alien movie
or an alien invasion,
or she really had some bad dominoes before she went live on the air.
Right.
I'm sorry. Let's come back up.
Yeah. I mean, he's trying to. It's reminding me a little bit of trying to have like a Nolan-esque editing approach to this one. So I don't know. We'll see how good it is. Okay, so I'm gonna say here, like I'm. My big 3 here, I got the Odyssey, Spider-Man, and Avengers. But I think that out of all 3 of those films, I might be looking forward to the Odyssey the most. Like, I know that's weird, but like, I don't know. It looks so good. And Avengers, Doomsday, and Spider-Man are both like, there's a 50-50 chance that they're not going to be good, you know?
Here's my list, my friend. I put it in order of what I want to see the most. Toy Story 5 is on the bottom of my list, but that's still something I want to see, something I will go out and see. Toy Story 5 in June 19th. I'm really rooting for Pixar. I know they have 2 movies on the hopper for this year, and I hope they hit with both of them. After my time that I spent there seeing my friend, it's just such a great place to go, and they put so much hard work into it. I really want to see it pay off, and Pixar with 2 great hits this year, including Toy Story 5 on June 19th. Disclosure Day with Steven Spielberg's movie, like we talked about. All kidding aside, that looks like his most interesting movie in over a decade, unless you really have gotten some good things, and that as far as what you've liked from him in recent years. But for me, this looks like as a complete departure from what he's done. Looked very interesting. And again, I've always told you and joked with you that he's the greatest under the radar horror film director of all time. So we could see some of that come out on Disclosure Day. Masters of the Universe. I know this will please Rob McCallum, the He-Man lover himself, but as a fan of He-Man, I want to see what happens in June 5th, 2026. I sincerely hope that if Jared Leto is Skeletor, take a word of advice from the original Skeletor actor and do it campy. Don't do it the Frank Langella way in the original Masters of the Universe movie. That's why it bombed. It was terrible. Don't do it seriously. Do it. Catch you on the flips, sucker! Like from the Geico commercial that they did with He-Man, and that's what we want to see out of a Masters of the Universe movie, right there, my friend.
Heck yeah.
Coyote versus Acme, August 28th. I also told you about Star Wars, but Coyote versus Acme. I want to see what the hubbub's about, because remember, this was shelved by Warner Brothers to save for tax purposes, that and the Batgirl movie. So I want to see what this movie is all about, because a smaller company bought this movie out and bought the rights to it so that they could put it out in the theaters. And that'll be coming out August 28th. Of course, Avengers Doomsday on December 18th, Spider-Man Brand New Day on July 31st. That's going to be talked about throughout the entire year. Godzilla Minus Zero on November 6th. Look out for that one. It is a sequel to the Academy Award-winning movie a couple years ago, the Godzilla movie a couple years ago, so take a look out for that. The battle between video game movies, Street Fighter on October 16th versus Mortal Kombat 2 with Carl Urban on May 8th. I want to see the Street Fighter one. Looks extremely corny, which might be in its favor. And the Mortal Kombat 2 looks like it's going to be Carl Urban versus the green screen. So we'll see what happens there. But the most anticipated for me, Evil Minds Think Alike, Josh, because it's the Odyssey on July 17th as well.
Heck yeah. I know. I'm really excited about this one. We have not had a good like sword and sandals flick in a long time, so I'm interested to see what happens with this one.
Are you kind of worried with Matt Damon being in that lead role?
Not too worried. I mean, there are other actors in that movie that have me even more concerned, but it's gonna be what it's gonna be,
Yeah, there you go. So what do you got coming up for most anticipated TV or streaming of 2026?
Okay, so I have all right shows here. I have the rest of Fallout season 2. The first couple episodes have been pretty good, so I'm curious. I want to see where's the season going. Jujutsu Kaisen season 3, Hell's Paradise season 2. I got 3 Body Problem season 2, but I think the one I'm looking forward to the most, and not out of like a fandom point of view, it's more of like Harry Potter, right? Does a franchise survive as much controversy as it has had? Not just from J.K. Rowling, but from the bitter taste left in everyone's mouth from the Fantastic Beasts series.
And will that come out this year, though? That's the thing, or is it an early 2027 thing?
Yeah, they're saying 2026 right now, so we'll see if we'll see if it makes a release date or gets pushed back. But I mean, this is gonna judge whether or not Harry Potter still has any steam left in the engine.
You didn't mention though Wonder Man or Daredevil. It's kind of curious.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I don't know. I'm looking. Well, I don't know too much about Wonder Man. Like Daredevil, yeah, I'm looking forward to it, but it's not like I'm super excited about it.
Same here.
The last season was just okay. Like it wasn't my favorite. Like seasons 1 and 2 on Netflix were top notch viewing, but like I don't know where it's going.
So is that it for your shows, or?
That's it for my shows, man.
All right. Well, I also have 3 Body Problem season 2 high on my list, because ever since Pluribus, and also the year before that, 3 Body Problem, I want these alien takeover movie series are kind of like really cool, and obviously that's why we like Disclosure Day as well, because what's going to go on with these alien takeover things. But we want to see what happens as the world's slowest aliens finally come into our planet on 3 Body Problem. Because they're coming. It's going to take years, but they're coming. But 3 Body Problem, I do want to see. I think that's what they know. Have not given a date, but the rumors are fall of this upcoming year. Blade Runner 2099 with Michelle Yeoh. is something I do want to see. And you and I have such an affinity for the Blade Runners IP. Is this
Yeah.
going to be a great closure of the series, or is Michelle Yeoh doing her one time she's doing an outstanding piece of work, and the next thing she's doing the Witcher prequel, which was she's just you can see she's just going for a paycheck. So I'm just worried about if it's one or the other. But man, she's such a gifted actress, so I'm hoping we'll see a lot from Blade Runner 2099, supposedly coming up this year, but there's no date set. Spider Noir on Amazon Prime. If you know from the Spider-Man animated movies that have come out, Into the Spider-Verse and all that, Spider Noir with Nicolas Cage voicing the character. That is going to be supposedly this year on Amazon Prime as well. Any thoughts on Spider Noir?
You know what, man? Like, I am not. I mean, yeah, maybe it'll be cool, but like, I'm just like the Marvel stuff. I'm just not crazy about right now. Like, and maybe Avengers Endgame or will change that. But I just like it's
Gotta
when
get your juices flowing again.
yeah, when a new Marvel thing comes out, I'm just like, all right, I'll check it out. But it's not like it was back when, like, oh yeah, 2010. I can't wait to watch Iron Man or the Avengers. That the hype's just not there for me.
And even when they make pretty good products, even when they make good movies like Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts, right now it is Marvel's so cold. It just there's nobody coming out there to support it, even when they do put out something that's really good. And then we hear that the Blade movie is finally, and that he's just going to be put into Midnight Suns. You heard that last week, so
Yeah.
yep. So rest in peace, Blade. Uh, Wish we could have known you better, but we'll see what happens there. But One Piece season 2 coming March 10th. I was pleasantly surprised. I said on this show I was pleasantly surprised with One Piece season 1. And I now see what the fervor is all about. There's a One Piece cafe here in Las Vegas on Spring Mountain that at the time, just after the series, people were going gaga. There was lines going around the building just to get inside. So I see the fervor still remaining. They've added some, I guess, dollars to the budget and added some cast members as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing One Piece season 2 when it hits Netflix on March the 10th. And then my most anticipated television series of 2026. Well, I got to go see The Pit season 2. I know that's going on right now. It's interesting because they put that out there really quick for a second season. Please note that, Pluribus and Severance out there. Season 1, season 2 coming right after it. Hey, what do you know? But The Boys season 5 as the finale of my friend of The Boys hits April 8th. Your thoughts on the ending of The Boys?
I mean, like I said, man, and before I still got to catch up. I kind of fell off The Boys, so
You got some time.
I got time, man. I know, but I mean, it's I haven't seen a show like last this long and still have dedicated fans like this as much as with The Boys. So I mean, I hope that it absolutely takes care of business.
Last but certainly not least, our love for video games continues. We don't know if there's going to be a new console that's going to be announced from either Xbox. We'll finally know what the Steam machine costs. That we'll know because that'll probably be coming. Well, that's going to come out here in 2026. Is there going to be a new Xbox coming out this year? We'll see. But I do want to put in as far as the most anticipated video games. The new Halo. We're going to see new footage of Fable and Forza Horizon 6. Gears of War E-Day. If there wasn't this certain little game, this little indie game from Rockstar, I forget what it's called. This would probably be another dominant year for Microsoft.
Yeah.
What's that indie game called? I forget what it's called. Gosh darn it.
Frogger.
Frogger. Okay, all right. I think it's like GQR 6 or something like that. No, GTA 6. That's right. Grand Theft Auto 6. Of course. I'm just kidding. Yes, GTA 6. That will rock the world later this year. That's not my most anticipated though, but that is coming out November 19th, and that's going to just revolutionize the world of video gaming when that comes out later this year. Supposedly, we'll see. But Josh, what are your most anticipating games of 2026 before I throw my list at everyone?
All right, I got Seven Deadly Sins Origin that comes out this month. I got Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, Resident Evil Requiem, Pokemon Pokopia, Fable, Forza Horizon 6, Gears of War E-Day, and Halo Campaign Evolved.
Halo Campaign Evolved is also on mine. Gears of War E-Day is also on mine. Fable is also on mine. But I start off with Aphelion from developer Don't Nod, which is still yet to be determined. It's 2026 release date. Don't know exactly when, but that seems to be like if House Marquee, who's making Soros out this year, or Saros, their previous film, Returnal, previous game, Returnal. So if you had Returnal and Uncharted had a baby, you would get Aphelion. So take a look at that one if you get a go ahead, a good chance as far as the trailer that's out there and the footage of the gameplay. But Aphelion, something I'm looking at. Marvel, 1943, The Rise of Hydra. Amy Hennig, man, since she has got away from Naughty Dog, it's not been the greatest of rides for her, but Marvel 1943, The Rise of Hydra has, when I've seen it, it's looked really good, and supposedly it's coming out this year, but I don't have super strong feelings that that's going to come out this year, but we'll wait and see, my friend, on that one.
Or at all. I mean, wasn't she working on another Star Wars game that got canceled at one point?
So this could be canceled too. We'll wait and see. Marvel's Wolverine as well. That might get me to buy a PlayStation 5. Might, keyword there. I will say that. But Fable, Gears of War E-Day, of course, Halo Campaign Evolved. Mouse PI for Hire, which comes out March 19th. I think a lot of people should be really getting to that. Really looks good. Have you seen Mouse PI for Hire, Josh?
I have not. I'll have to check it out.
First-person shooter aesthetics, does have a little bit of that old-time Mickey Mouse black and white cartoon feel, but it does like Cuphead as well. The look of Cuphead, look of an old Mickey Mouse cartoon, but a up-to-date modern first-person shooter. Mouse PI for Hire, that comes out March 19th. Speaking of first-person shooters, John Carpenter's Toxic Commando. Why? I don't know. I guess it's just the John Carpenter's type deal as far as I'm concerned, that he's still putting his name onto things and having some producing influence. But Toxic Commando looks like it's a pretty decent first-person shooter, but we'll find out if it's actually pretty decent on March the 12th of this year. Yes, GTA 6. And before I get to my reason why on my first one, my first most anticipated game of 2026, Grand Theft Auto 6. Do you think it will hit its street date on November 19th? And do you think it will revolutionize the game industry, or will it just sell a ton of copies?
I think it's just going to sell a ton of copies. I don't think it's going to reinvent the wheel or reinvent the genre. I think it's just going to have a lot of people who want to play it, and whether or not it'll hit its street date, it's hard to say, because I want to say no, but also, at this point, they're getting so much pressure from fans and investors and all kinds of stuff it's going to be in their best interest to make sure it hits that release date.
Do you think the price may get in the way of its worldwide record-breaking sales? I'm sure volume-wise in that first weekend we'll hear all the numbers and all that, but overall, over the lifetime, do you think the dollar amount will get people?
Yeah, it's hard to say, man. Because I mean, look at the. Are you talking about like the price of the game?
$80 to $100 is rumored the price for it.
Yeah, that's such a layered question, because we talked about this before. Like, the kids are playing all these like free to play games mostly because they can't afford video games, right? And their parents were in a time where it's hard for even parents to afford video games. So, will we see it? We'll probably see it sell a ton of copies, but it probably won't be until it drops into that, like, $30 to $40, $20 to $40 price range.
Okay. And all these years later, I mean, GTA is now at a $15 price point. So
Yeah.
eventually people will be able to afford it. It's just a question of when you want to go ahead and buy it and when you want to go ahead and get into it. And then what the GTA online experience added on to that. So we'll see what happens with GTA 6 when it comes out on November 19th. Looking forward to that. But my most anticipated video game of 2026, Josh, is 007 First Light on
I
May.
was wondering if that was going to be on either of our lists. It's not on mine, so I was wondering if you're going to bring that up.
Why is it on yours? TJ and I, that last time we spoke, it's on both of ours.
Because they have for years, right? They have had 007 games come out, and they've got all the pomp and circumstance. They've got people talking about them, gameplay footage, and each and every one of those games has been awful. And so I believe that this game is good when I see it, and I hear people say the game is good. And I just like it's the same song and dance every time a new 007 game comes out.
Okay. I'm just asking. So, yeah. All right. Okay. I am personally excited for it. What I've seen has been really fun. It has some elements, just like we talked about earlier about another game. It has some elements of Uncharted. It does have some elements from Hitman, obviously, because it's IO Interactive, who makes the world of assassination from Hitman and all the Hitman games. It has a lot of that in it. And that big long walkthrough hooked me, my friend. Yeah, I understand there's issues with the frame rate in certain scenes. Hopefully, they'll take care of that by the time it comes out May 27th. But what I saw, I really liked, and I connected with it, my friend. That's the thing. They got me hooked.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna stand back and I'm gonna let other people play it first.
Sounds good, my friend. Sounds good. I know that TJ Johnson and I are on the list as far as trying to see what we could do to get more info on that, because that is definitely one of the most anticipated titles. In fact, the most anticipated video game for me, and I think for TJ as well, of 2026. So looking forward to that indeed. So if you guys have questions on what you're looking forward to, or actually just comments on what you're looking forward to for 2026. We'd love to hear your thoughts on your most anticipated movies, streaming shows, video games, and more. And anything in the world of pop culture you're looking forward to. I mean, my wife and daughter are looking forward to the start of Bruno Mars's world tour. In fact, they're trying to see if they can get tickets for the first stop here in Vegas. So, yeah, if you're looking forward to that or anything else in pop culture, for 2026, please let us know your thoughts. Popculturecosmos at yahoo.com. Well, my friend, it's been a great episode. Marvel review again will come next week as we add on. Which movie are we up to right now?
Oh my gosh. Thor is where we're at.
Okay, if you said Thor: The Dark World, I would have said maybe we should just skip over. No, I'm just kidding. But my friend, it's been a great episode. Any last thoughts before we head on out?
No, man. I think we covered it. I'm hoping in the next like month we'll be able to see like what else is actually going to be coming out this year in like terms of movies and video games, because like you look on Game Informer, the site is just a yet to be announced. It's just like a plethora of games. So we'll see. Hopefully after the Microsoft conference, we'll know a little bit more about what's on the plate for Xbox and hopefully PlayStation. But we'll see.
Yep. Again, they've mentioned that Forza Horizon 6 and Fable will be on the marquee for that developers conference coming up here later this month. Hopefully more will be added in there. And again, we're looking forward to seeing what will be out there for not just movies, TVs, video games, but anything in pop culture for 2026 indeed. So for Josh Peterson, this is Gerald Glassford. It's another beautiful day in paradise right here in the Pop Culture Cosmos. We thank you for listening. And here's hoping you have yourself a great day.
Welcome to the Pop Culture Cosmos.